It's looking good out there. Bitcoin is breaking out. Let's see what the market has to offer us. As you can see, we've drawn this line a while back and we broke above it. Now, it's of course the question, are we really get a sustainable move above it, or is this just going to be a fake out? But anyway, it is looking pretty good with Bitcoin at $72,000. So let's take a look at altcoins, because these are the ones that are going to make us most money once Bitcoin breaks out. And like I said before, is it possible to get an $87,000 Bitcoin pretty soon? Let's take a look. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Please like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, check out the Patreon down below, and let's get into it. So Bitcoin was struggling for a while and it is actually showing strength, right? It has been going sideways for a month. And we were sitting at 68K slightly more than a month ago, and we were there like a couple of days ago as well. But we now see a couple of green days in a row. And we had one little red day, but overall Bitcoin is in a beautiful uptrend again. If you put it even on the slightly lower time frame, you can clearly see that the uptrend is fully intact, and it's now breaking out of this resistance of, well, $71,500, give or take. And we really need to close above that, right? Fake outs could happen to the upside, to the downside. We need some closing. So it's a little too soon to cheer. On the other hand, it is looking good. It could have also broken out to the downside. Didn't happen. Usually these patterns in a bull market play out to the upside. Now, our biggest struggle is going to be the all-time high of, let's say, $74,000, right? That's going to be a level where we might have some trouble once we get there. If we break that, yeah, then the big level, like I said, is sitting at $87,000, and it doesn't mean we cannot have any resistance along the way, but that would be the 0.382 and the Fibonacci retracement, which should give us a little trouble. But the good news is, though, that if that happens, that's a move of 20% up for Bitcoin, which could be super bullish for altcoins. If we do take a look at the altcoin market, starting with the Bitcoin dominance, you can make two things out of this. One, it is still in an uptrend, right? So altcoins overall still get wrecked against Bitcoin. On the other hand, though, if you look at this, excluding things like XRP and Cardano, etc., you could see that it's not going up. So it's mostly XRP and Cardano and Ethereum that are getting wrecked against Bitcoin. But nevertheless, it is in an uptrend. On the other hand, you could also say like, hey, the Bitcoin dominance has been going sideways since October last year. So it's not really going up, while Bitcoin went from 30K to 70 plus. Right, so Bitcoin did more than a 2x and the Bitcoin dominance didn't go up with it. Then I start to think like, okay, so that's positive for altcoins. Then what is it going to take for the Bitcoin dominance to really rally up hard? On the other hand, the uptrend is still there, right? So keep that in mind. Altcoins are not outperforming Bitcoin yet. If anything, it's going at the same pace, right? What we have seen before as well. It's a little perspective, right? For the people that feel like, yeah, should I be risky or should I, be a little conservative? Well, if you look at Bitcoin, it is up 357% from the bottom. If we look at the altcoin market, it is up 387% from the bottom. So it's give or take the same, while Bitcoin is lower risk. So then you can clearly think like, okay, so why should I be in altcoins? Why should I take more risk for the same returns? Well, some altcoins outperform Bitcoin, of course. And the ones that do, they can outperform Bitcoin pretty hard. Overall, the altcoin market is meh. It's going together with Bitcoin, but nothing too crazy yet. And that's mainly because of this one right here. Ethereum has been lagging against Bitcoin for a long time. What I do think, though, is a good trade is if you still have Bitcoin and you have it because you want to stay a little on the safe side, it might not be a bad idea to convert it into Ethereum. Why do I say that? Well, pretty simple. In fact, once we got the Bitcoin ETF, which was over here, that was the one and only big rejection we actually got in this bull market, right? It was over here. After the Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin rallied pretty hard. So it was like short term a sell the news event, but after that it showed like, yeah, but this is actual real money coming into the market, right? So Bitcoin is going up and the retail getting hyped about it and the halving coming. So yeah, a lot of things line up. But Ethereum hasn't seen that, of course. Although there's also speculations about a potential Ethereum ETF. Now, let's say an Ethereum ETF will come, then why can't we expect the same growth for Ethereum, right? So if we look at Ethereum, Ethereum hasn't run like Bitcoin has, right? So therefore, the upside on Ethereum for me at this moment is bigger than the upside on Bitcoin. And you could make the case like, yeah, but Ethereum, it's slow and it's expensive. And that's all true. I hate the chain. But there's something called product and there's something called money, right? A lot of like, look at Dogecoin. Is it going up so hard? And is it a top 10 coin because of the great product? I don't know. It's just the money flowing, right? So, and then again, we have Base, for example, right? Base is making Ethereum very cheap, right? If you want to buy something on Base, you pay 5 cents, and Ethereum you pay $50. So that's quite a difference. I've been looking into the Base ecosystem a little bit. What I did is I just go to Deck Screener and I look for Base coins right here. So you can select Base on the side. And I found something pretty interesting, by the way, but I'm not going to make it too much about it because it's definitely not about this project, but I thought it was pretty cool. You can filter, right? So you could say like, yeah, I want to have like at least a liquidity of, you know, $50,000. I want to have a fully diluted market cap of max 1 million. And you can put a lot of things, how much volume, this, that. And this way I came across a project. I don't know if it's really easy to find right here. I bought a little bit, which I thought was really pretty cool. I loved it, actual. So I'm going to give you a moonshot, which is extremely high risk, okay? So keep that in mind. But if it works out, yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is BS4. This could be rocked any moment, okay? But I bought a little bit. Why I like this is because what I notice about the base meme coin ecosystem and about meme coins anyway, you have to have a good name, right? A lot of names just suck and that doesn't work. But this is BS4, that logo, and it I don't know, it got me, right? You can see it a little bit better, BS4. So that was one. But if I go to the website, I felt like, oh wow, this is, I don't know, man, it's pretty cool. Check this. It's just that sound with it. I love it, man. There was a button to click. Yeah, here we go. It's loading. Okay, so this is how it looks. Look at this. So let's, play as a guest. I don't know. Do not sign in for now. Just showing you the website. This is how it looks like. I don't know, man. I absolutely think that this is pretty cool. So who's behind this, and if they have serious plans of actually dropping it? I don't know enough about this project yet, but this just got me to get into it, and I bought it yesterday somewhere here. So I think I'm up like 40% or something, but it's pretty cool. But I'm looking a lot at the base ecosystem. I think that the base ecosystem is going to be a big one, because they are really focusing on making crypto super accessible and easy to use. And if you look at, it's all the basic, it's from Coinbase, right? And Coinbase is the most accessible, not even exchange, but whole ecosystem there actually is. So look into it. They have huge plans. And if they make it happen, then Base could be cool. And Base ecosystem doesn't have a native token, right? Because they don't want to be labeled as security or whatever. And Coinbase already has enough trouble with the SEC as it is. So they just felt like, okay, we just make the ecosystem and let people build on there. And then these meme coins, yeah, they could absolutely fly. I don't even know if this is a meme coin though, but I don't know, man, I love it. So if you think it's cool, it's Base Station 4.xyz. So yeah, do check it out. But back to the crypto market though. with Bitcoin sitting at $72,000, it is looking absolutely healthy out here. It's looking absolutely healthy. And what's so important, what we said not too long ago, is this wick was the absolute all-time high right here in 2021. And what I said is like, hey, we need a closure above it. And we got that closure above it on the week, on the day, on the month, and on the quarter. So this was a super strong close. What happened in the week after that? We wick below it, but we got the closure again above it. Like I said, that's a strong sign. And now you could see that we opened right there and we basically go straight up. It's a big fat green candle and it's way too early to call. It might go down and wick below it again or whatever, but this is showing strength because it's showing us like, hey, we're leaving this all-time high behind us. Now, what's also like really interesting if you ask me, and this is a major bullish case scenario. I said this before, Eric Crown came up with this, so this is not my discovery at all, but I love it, is that, you know, the Bitcoin halving is coming quite soon, right? In around 2 weeks from now. So what that means is miners getting half of the Bitcoin. So it will cost them twice as much to mine Bitcoin, right? You could see the Bitcoin production cost right here. Bitcoin production cost. Look at this. This is this line, this red line, this fat ass red line. Now it is costing miners 30K to mine Bitcoin. Well, with Bitcoin sitting at 70K, it's very profitable, of course, right, to mine. However, in a couple of weeks, the mining cost will double, right? Like we have seen with previous halvings as well. Halvings. Here we had the halving and it cost minus 4K to mine Bitcoin. And after the halving, it cost them 8K to mine Bitcoin. The best part is about to come. Here we had the halving, as you can see right as well. Here it costs around $350 to mine a Bitcoin. Here, $700, right? So the halving or the production cost to mine a Bitcoin is going up twice, of course, right? Because they get twice as less. What's interesting is that the price of Bitcoin never goes below the production cost. Never. In the complete history, never. Maybe one small wick and then right back up, right? So it's pretty safe to say that we won't go below the production cost. However, if it's now costing 30K to mine a Bitcoin and this will be 60K, it will mean that Bitcoin will never go below 60K again unless the production cost goes down. So, and that's understandable, right? I mean, if it costs 60K to mine a Bitcoin and Bitcoin is sitting at 50K, yeah, then all miners will shut down. They'll be like, hey, we will lose money. So no more inflation. So the price is going up even harder. So that's how it works, right? Therefore, Bitcoin is designed to go up. That's so beautiful about it. So yeah, we could go to 60K again, of course, based on this, and of course a little below it. But for the long term, this is showing like, hey, 60K could be the absolute low for Bitcoin. Also, by the way, let's take a look at the production cost once again. Production cost, here we go. If you take a look right here in this halving, for example, 8K or 9K was the price to mine a Bitcoin, and as Bitcoin went up, the production cost went up as well. But overall, it was pretty steady here, sitting at like 20K, give or take 15K. And if you look in this bear market, that's also kind of the area where Bitcoin bottomed out, right? So if our production cost is sitting at 60K and it stays there in the next bear market, then you can also use that a little bit as a extra tool to find out where the potential bottom for Bitcoin is going to be, right? So 60K could be the new 15, 20K. Just saying it. It's not like confirmed or a certain thing or written on the wall or anything, but it definitely helps. Yeah, other than that, again, before we dive into the altcoin market and the things that I think are definitely worth buying, we should take again look at the Bitcoin dominance, because this is really important stuff, right? The Bitcoin dominance is literally saying like, hey, buy Bitcoin or buy altcoins, right? If the Bitcoin dominance is in an uptrend, you will be crazy if you're buying altcoins, right? Because Bitcoin is per definition lower risk than any altcoin out there. And if altcoins are losing against Bitcoin, yeah, then you can gamble on the altcoin market like, well, what this one is going to outperform on this one. But overall, if you feel like, hey, let's not take too much risk and Bitcoin is more rewarding anyway, buy that, right? That worked out very well. However, since last year, July, the dominance is going down, right? And not if you watch Benjamin Cohen's videos, he's saying like, yeah, the Bitcoin dominance is going up. I'm allergic to this dominance shit. He's saying like, yeah, it's going up and altcoins are going to crash against Bitcoin, this, that. That was the case. And that was my thesis for a long time. But at a certain point, I think you have to change together with the market, because it's clear that the Bitcoin dominance is not in an uptrend anymore, right? But this is the chart, again, if you exclude USDT and USDC, because, hey, who's going to invest in those for the long term anyway? But also Ethereum, ADA, and XRP. Why? Because these are three very high caps, right? So they make up for a lot of dominance, but they are underperforming. And if you are not interested in buying those anyway, why would you let these measure your altcoins? That doesn't make any sense, right? So if you take those away, yeah, you can see that it's in a downtrend. Now, it's not in the type of downtrend that I would call an alt season, right? This was a clear alt season where it just crashed down. Right here, it is slowly grinding down, but not that hard crash. Once we get that, I'm comfortable to say like, hey guys, alt season is here. We could go sideways, we could go maybe a little up, we could go slowly down even further, but at a certain point it will break down, and that's where all the money from Bitcoin is being deployed into altcoins. Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting time, especially if Bitcoin manages to hold up or go up, right? If Bitcoin also goes down, then on the dollar pair for your altcoins, it's not that crazy. So let's see how that's going to end. But I think that, you know, the dominance has topped out right here. I mean, it's lower lows, lower highs for almost a year right now. It is quite high compared to where it came from in the last cycle. You have to understand that there are more altcoins right now. There are better altcoins right now. The retail understands now that, like a couple of years ago, retail was like, okay, there are altcoins. I don't know what they do. I'm gonna just invest in it. But now we have confidence in altcoins. We trust teams. We invest in those for the long term, and we're not just letting go of altcoins like we did right here. So I don't see the Bitcoin dominance going all the way up here like we did last cycle, to be honest. So that's pretty interesting, at least in my opinion. The USDT dominance, yeah. This is the only thing that makes me think like, okay, right? The USDT dominance, every time it goes down, we see the crypto market go up, of course, right? People are deploying their USDT into the crypto market. And once it goes up, we have a big correction in the crypto market. Now we went all the way down. This was the move from Bitcoin from 15K to 70K, right? So we are now at this like major trend line. And we are bouncing right here. Of course we are bouncing right there. It's not like that you're facing a macro trend line, just do that, you don't exist. Like we are bouncing right here. And the question is, are we going to get that big bounce up or are we going to break it? Now, it's not necessarily ruling out anything. I mean, we can go up and Bitcoin and altcoins can still go up with it, right? Because this is only the existing USDT. Right, we also have other stable coins, but we also have a lot of people in the crypto market that are yet to come, right, with new money and the ETF money, and that's money that's not in USDT yet. So we'll see. But I think that we will go up anyway. I mean, if we overlay Bitcoin on this chart, you could also see that the USDT dominance was going up right here, right? So people were taking profits. But in the meantime, Bitcoin was also going up. So new money eventually drives the market, not the existing money. We need retail to step in. Well, is retail already stepping in? Well, it's looking good. We are getting there. Look, red line, social metric, YouTube views, subscribers, Twitter followers, etc. It is finally going up. It bottomed beautiful right here. And that's quite funny though. I mean, Bitcoin was at its lowest price here at 15K, but only when Bitcoin was already sitting at 29K, 30K, 25, 30. That's when nobody cared anymore, right? People thought, this is fake anyway. It's just another bounce. And no, it was real. And only now Bitcoin has made a new all-time high. People feel like, oh yeah, let's take a look at what's happening right here. The same thing happened in the last market, right? We had our all-time high right here. Once we broke it here, this is where retail made a new all-time high. We're seeing the same right now, right? We had all-time high for Bitcoin, we broke it, and that's where retail made a new all-time high. And this was the all-time high for retail that kept going up, and where Bitcoin kept going up as well. And then we had the peak for Bitcoin, and a month later, retail was all there, right? They're way too late. So yeah, it's like if you're now coming into the crypto market, sorry, you're definitely not early anymore. The best opportunities were like long ago already, but you're definitely not too late as well. There are people going to come into the crypto market just like here that are going to be too late, like in this cycle as well. We had the Bitcoin top right here, and most retail, you know, they came at the top, but slightly more came after the top. So as long as you're not after the top, you're at least not completely getting wrecked, right? These people, we need those though, because this is how hard it sounds, our exit liquidity, right? We buy here, here even, and then the people that come in over here, they give us their money. Thank you. It's nice, and they will learn from that, get wrecked, and do it better in the next cycle. So, but yeah, no, it's good to see that retail is making new highs right here, and that we haven't been at this level since here. And when was this? November 2022. Yeah, that was of course the FTX collapse, right? So people weren't that interested in crypto as they were since the FTX collapse. Everybody came looking like, what the fuck is going on right here? And was like, oh yeah, everybody's getting fucked. Okay, bye. But now they're coming because Bitcoin is going up and because the news is good. And that's really interesting if you ask me. So yeah, bullish. If we do take a look at another bullish chart, that's the total crypto market cap and trend line, you can see that crypto is sitting at the fair value right now, right? So the fair value is this red line. We are hovering above it right now. We're finding it as support instead of resistance. So that's very interesting as well. Now, if we look at previous markets, like right here, we had the bull market, we came all the way back down to the lower band. And once we broke above the fair value, it was basically making new highs and getting to the upper band again. Here as well, we were long below the fair value. We broke above it and we were going way over it and then slightly to the upper band. Here also we were below the fair value, we were above it and we were going to the upper band. Now we were also long under the fair value and we're now going above it. So it might be very understandable to expect that we're going to the upper band again. Now for the people that wonder where's that upper band sitting, today it is sitting at $23 trillion. Okay, for your perspective, that's 10 times as much for the overall crypto market as where we are today. However, if we that's if we like go there today, this band is moving up. Well, if you understand the 4-year cycle, then your prediction is probably that we're going to top out somewhere at the end of 2025. There, the upper band is sitting at $43 trillion. Now, a lot of people would say like, dude, that's way too much. Yeah, it is a lot. It is definitely a lot. But it is how we are moving so far from the beginning of the existence of Bitcoin, right? And the band is not going straight up. This is already diminishing, right? So there are already diminishing returns. Now in this bull market, we didn't get there though. So, hey, it might be that in this bull market, we also don't get there, right? Definitely. But at least we always go way above it, way above it. Here the fair value was sitting at 500 billion and we went to 6 trillion, right? That's 12 times as high, and that's already way lower than we usually did. So even if we now do way more diminishing shit and we just go 6 times above it, let's say, right? Well, the fair value at the end of 2025 sitting at 5 trillion. So even if we go 6 times above that, and that's way less than over here, that's 30 trillion. $30 trillion market cap for crypto overall. Yeah, that's like really bullish and very realistic compared to how crypto is moving right now. We are now sitting at 3 trillion. So like I said, that's 10 times as high as where we are right now. Right, for the total crypto market, not everything, of course, but on average. So yeah, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin goes to 700K and Ethereum goes to $36,000 and but it could be that Bitcoin goes to 300 and that Ethereum like goes crazy, or that Bitcoin and Ethereum do a 5x from here, and that altcoins go absolutely crazy. Hey, and maybe this is not going to happen this time. It could be. I mean, for everything has to be a first time, but let's use the charts that we have and make the most probable outcome, right? That's looking really bullish, though. That's looking really bullish. And it doesn't have to happen overnight. It could definitely be that for now, Bitcoin is looking pretty interesting, and that it takes a big hit. I mean, this what I just said. That's long-term stuff. That's rest of the bull market stuff. Yeah, what happens in like Q2, Q3 this year? I don't know, man. It wouldn't surprise me if we get a big correction. On the other hand, it could also be that we first blast through 90K, something like that, and then get that big correction back to like 70. Maybe that's also a big correction, right? But who will complain about that, right? So if we do take a look at the altcoin market, yeah, this thing has to make it happen, right? Why do I say that? Well, if you look at Bitcoin, above previous all-time high, right? Bitcoin is already there. Bitcoin is basically the only thing, except for the new coins, that's like already there. But the existing coins, most of them, and Ethereum and the altcoin market average, etc., they are not there yet, right? They are not there yet, right? So although they had just as much gains as Bitcoin, they are still lagging, and that's because they went down harder in the bear market, of course. Right, so Bitcoin didn't went down that hard in the bear market, and it did a 400%. Yeah, altcoins also did a 400%, but they went down harder, so they have a longer way to go. Again, Bitcoin is already there. If we do take a look at the overall altcoin market, they still have 46% to go before they even get there, right? Which Bitcoin already has broken. And that move in your portfolio, yeah, that can be huge. That can be absolutely huge, because this contains the top 125 coins except the top 10, but it also contains Toncoin, AVAX, Shiba Inu, right? Polkadot, the big caps, right? The big caps that didn't perform that well, like Polkadot as well. Say whatever you want, but it's a big lagger, right? It went from $3 to where it is right now, $9, right? Not even $3. So it did almost it did a 2.5x or so. Yeah, that's nothing, right? So Polkadot is keeping this chart down. So other coins have to compensate for that. So therefore I say, like, hey, if this goes up 50%, your altcoins can go up 100%, maybe even more, right? Let alone if they finally break the highs. Yeah, and when will they break the highs? So usually it is when Bitcoin is already far past this, right? If we look at the last market, let me see where the right chart is. Yeah, this one, whatever. If we look at this, Bitcoin was breaking this high really in December 2020, right? Where it really broke and went up. And if we look at December 2020, that's here, right? That's where the altcoin market was back then. The altcoin market broke out really in the end of January 2021, right? The end of January 2021 was here. That's where Bitcoin was already way, like already did a 2x from the previous all-time high. So if you look at it like that, then we need a 2x from the previous all-time high, right? So we need Bitcoin at 140K first to see altcoins really go berserk, right? And it doesn't have to happen exactly like that, but that's how it happened last bull market. So it, like, although Bitcoin is doing well, it doesn't necessarily mean that altcoins now have to completely blow up and go crazy just yet. They're now just going with Bitcoin. If we do take a look at the altcoin market, you can see like it's not that special, right? We have Focal Forge right here. Yeah, on the day, it's up 2.5%, right? We have Chainlink is up 3%. We have Illuvium, it's up 3%. We have Beam, it is up 2%. Like altcoins are meh. It's that like, but this is interesting because it will come. It will come. I bought 2 coins myself. I bought a little extra Beam, and I bought a little extra. Where's that shit? I have to do it like this. I bought a little extra IMAX. Why? Because I want to have exposure more than I already have to the altcoin market, but the safer coins, right? The ones that are likely to 5, maybe 10x, right? But not gonna completely wreck me if the market turns around. Therefore, Beam and IMAX are very good picks. AVAX. I missed this wick right here, but this was the perfect opportunity, man. $43 now sitting at 50. So I'm waiting a little bit to buy more AVAX, but I think on the long term, AVAX is a great hold. If we look at this right here, can we make something out of it? Yeah, you know, whatever the fuck, I have it on the wrong. It's a logarithmic, of course. Look, yeah, AVAX is just holding. The line was already there. Good morning. AVAX is holding this beautifully, right? It's already going up since November 2023, so it's a clear uptrend for the strong altcoins. But overall, they meh. So what I'm going to do is in the next big dip, I'm gonna make sure that I have a low cap portfolio ready, because sometimes I feel like, man, I'm a little pussy. I need some more low caps in my portfolio as well. But I'm not too much about taking risk, actually. I don't know. But yeah, then again, no risk, no worry, right? However, the launchpads and these tokens are performing well, of course, and they will keep on doing that. I've been in some pre-sales that I talked about, and I hope you were too, like Your AI, one of the best AI coins out there, if you ask me, when it comes to e-commerce especially. Huge utility. It was at 1 cent. It's now sitting at 21 cents, so that's looking perfect. And, you know, I can name a lot, but there are a lot of good pre-sales coming. If you look at C5, for example, they're going to release, maybe by the time you watch the video, it's already done, but you can still get into the first come, first serve. Blast Off and Arcade to Earn. I love Arcade to Earn. Blast Off, I'm not completely sure, but you know, they have refund policies, so I'm gonna participate in everything that I see right here, right? But C2Fi has a lot of good stuff coming. ChainGPT has a lot of good stuff coming. Sparta DEX, DexCheck, Decubate, all these launchpad pools, finance, they are going to release coins that are going to do some crazy shit. We haven't seen that yet. So if you really want to make a good amount of money with crypto, with taking the lowest amount of risk, I keep on saying this, and so far it has proven it, launchpads are the way. Again, if you look at what C2Fi released in the last bull market, for example, and the numbers that they pulled off, these returns right here, that's absolutely crazy stuff, right? 700, 180, like crazy. But this was all at the end of 2021, right? The end of 2021, which was here, right? At the top of the bull market. That's where the biggest returns came for these new launches. We are now before the halving. We are now not at the top of the boom. We haven't even had the halving yet. So we are more here than here. Right? So if you now can already participate in these launches and get these vestings during the whole bull market, fuck yeah, sign me up, right? Sign me up. And we see some 10, 20 X's right now, and that's nice. In reality, though, you invest $1,000, you get a 10x, you take your initial out, maybe some profits, and the rest is getting vested over a couple of months. And then the project is maybe sitting at a 3x or so, right? So you never get that 20x as it looks on paper. But then again, if we are approaching a period where we get 100x at the top, and you cash that out, right? And the coming vestings are steadily sitting at a 20x, then it's going to be really fun, right? And that's what we are about to see. And some real good projects are coming out. So I'm going to talk more about those together combined with the crypto market, because I think things are going to go completely crazy. And man, we must not miss that. That's what I'm kind of feeling quite secure about. I would, not complain if we see a good correction in the market, because there are also some really good altcoins already on the market that I think are going to perform well. But yeah, if I look at the altcoin market right here, yeah, buying at the top never feels good, right? But yeah, if it goes sideways a little bit, I'm feeling more comfortable, because here after this run up, it didn't feel comfortable as well, right? And after we went down and went a little sideways, it's more like, hey, cooling off period, maybe a good time to buy before the next leg up. And maybe this is it, right? Maybe we have a cooling off period and get that second leg up. Overall, long-term investing quality, and you will be fine. That's kind of what it is. Guys, I'll ask, like the video. Helps me get it into YouTube's algorithm, would help me a lot. I really appreciate that. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on the crypto market are. Are we going to go down really hard? Are we going to see crazy new highs? What do you expect? Everybody is expecting something different. That's so beautiful about it. So let me know your opinion. Thanks for watching. Check out the Patreon as well, by the way, for the private sales. That's the most interesting thing out there at the moment. And see you guys tomorrow.